Okay, so after reviewing your dietary analysis, I picked out a few topics that we could possibly talk about today. Here are some of the topics that we might discuss. These include calcium. I noticed that your calcium was low. Your potassium is also low. Dietary fiber, excessive sugar intake, and your total calories were above what you're supposed to intake.
Okay.
So out of these, what would you like to talk about today?
I want to talk more about the dietary fiber, because I feel like for the past few weeks, I've been struggling with that. And I feel like I need more help with dietary fiber. I mean, I know specific information about it, but I just feel like I'm not getting the enough fiber that I need.
Right. What can you tell me about fiber?
Well, specifically everybody eats like those granola bars for them to get like fiber, especially beans. Plus, with fiber you also get iron in your blood system, so pretty much is what I think it is. So I don't know precisely. So yeah.
Well, it sounds like you are pretty sure what fiber is, but maybe you need a little help with that.
Yeah, somehow. So yeah,
okay.
Hopefully I can find like the help that I need here.
Right. Do you think I could share with you what some doctors recommend?
Sure, that'll be very helpful.
For fiber. So according to My Plate, things that have fiber in them include oat bran and wheat germ, which can be sprinkled over food like oatmeal.
Okay.
Beans and legumes. Some berries such as raspberries and blueberries. Whole grains, spinach and kale. Nuts like pistachio and almonds. Squash, russet potatoes, bananas. Actually, according to Dietary Guidelines for America, women should intake 25 grams for the day. And I noticed that you had 13 grams.
I feel like is that a lot, or is that really like low?
Your intake? You're halfway there.
Oh, okay.
How might you see yourself using this information?
How do I see myself using this information? It's hard. I feel like I can use this information to maybe I'm not pretty sure.
What foods might you incorporate in your diets?
What foods can I incorporate? I think more like green in a way, salads, all that. Maybe more. You say that more as fruits, perhaps vegetables. Maybe go organic, perhaps. Not really sure.
It sounds like you're unsure about what foods you want to eat.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very like that person who's always like, okay, so is this good? Is this not? So I'm always looking, I talk to friends and they're just like, oh, you should try eating this and you should try eating that. But I don't know which ones are the good stuff. You get me? So I'm still varied about that.
Unsure.
Yeah.
So this is my ruler.
Okay.
And I'd like to ask you a few more questions, if that's okay, about your willingness to maybe change the way you eat. So out of this scale, it's 1 through 10. This is not important at all, and this is extremely important. It's number 10. Pick a number, and that's going to represent how you want to change.
So I have to pick a number. To identify myself?
To identify your willingness to change.
I believe I'm in the middle. 5.
Why do you say that?
To change myself?
Why would you pick number 5?
Because I'm always in between. I feel like I'm always like, I'm gonna change, but then I don't. Like I'm always doubting myself in a way. So I feel like I'm just in between. I mean, it just depends if, I don't know. I think I represent myself as a 5. So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's hard. I don't represent myself as above or below.
Well, from your diet analysis, it seemed like you were already making great steps into incorporating fiber into your diet.
I feel like I'm always struggling with that. Like, I feel always like, should I incorporate more? Should I not? So, I get the motivation of eating fiber, but then sometimes I'm just like, sugar comes in place. So I'm just kind of like in between.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that, but
yeah. Do you think you can incorporate one of the foods that I mentioned in your...
I feel like I can incorporate more because I love bananas. And I feel like I can incorporate more whole grains. Because I feel like whole grains is actually a good how do you say it? Like, every day you have to eat a specific food. Like, whole grains is always specific, but you also need to know what kind of amount you need to eat. Because sometimes you can eat more than what you expect. You know? So I feel like I can incorporate the beans too. And because you always need to have that food precisely every day. Just depends, like, what time. Lunch, dinner. You know? So, yeah.
So you are unsure about what exactly to eat, but you do know that you really enjoy your bananas and your wheat bread, your whole wheat bread. Can you maybe think of a goal that you can make this next week to incorporate those foods into your diet every day? So, for example, eat a banana for breakfast every morning. Or maybe if you're going to have a sandwich, choose the whole wheat bread instead of the maybe unhealthier bread like sourdough.
So I feel like for the past couple of weeks, I skip breakfast a lot because I don't have the time. Since I'm a college student, like, I'm always like skipping at least a meal. So it's very hard to incorporate breakfast, especially when you see like there's a banana, but then you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to class. So you don't eat it. So it's just kind of like, I try really hard to do it. Like, maybe I'll go to like a food store and get like a banana or like a yogurt or something, and then you have it in your fridge, but then you just don't really have the motivation to go open the fridge because you're running late to class.
Right.
But I'm going to try to actually do that next week. Eat before I go, because I know that breakfast is very important throughout the day. So
that's your goal. Eat breakfast every day this week. And maybe it would be a good idea to set out your banana or your little sandwich right there ready for you on the table.
Meal prep, perhaps.
Maybe meal prep.
Perhaps.
If it's in sight, then you actually remember it.
Yeah.
So maybe if you set it out right here, when you walk by, you'll just grab it.
Okay. That's better to know. I mean, sometimes you forget to actually make breakfast or lunch because you're running really late. And you just grab a snack from a store or something like that. But yeah.
Awesome.
I never thought about that. Yeah. I should do that. Instead of waking up really early and eating food or breakfast.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to hear about what happens with that.
Yeah, I'm excited too as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for all this information about dietary fiber, because I didn't really specifically know that much, and now that I have all this information, I feel like by the next following weeks I can actually motivate myself and take action into eating more healthier, and maybe also incorporating exercise as well. So
it sounds like you're really motivated to change and are excited about it.
Yeah, and see what the next following weeks can come through in the future. Hopefully this helps me.
Awesome.
Thank you.